Alright, I've made it to the final game of the Warhammer Fantasy Tournament at Fields of Blood, and this picture is of my opponent's army. What the hell is this army, you might ask? And it's actually a Chaos Dwarf army. I'll have to explain. By the way, this picture was taken by my opponent too. I handed him the camera. It's a guy that I've played a few times before. He goes to the same club as me. We've had a few games. He's a good guy. And for this tournament, he's decided not to take his Lizardman, thank God, and taken his awesome Chaos Dwarf army. You'll see at the bottom side of the photo some sort of weird flying cow. That's a Chaos Dwarf hero, Chaos Dwarf Lord, in fact, on a great Taurus. That's what it's meant to be anyway. He's also got a big, I don't know where he got the model from, but it looks kind of funky. I love the wings. He's got a unit of something like 10 Hobgoblin Ball Boys with a Centaur BSB leading them. How weird is that? 2 bolt throwers on the hill, 2 bolt throwers on the other hill on the other side. Just Hobgoblin bolt throwers, so nothing too fancy. Big Earthshaker on the hill. Don't ask me about the model. It looks like some sort of kitchen appliance. When you have to scratch build an army at short notice, you know, some improvisation and ingenuity works for you. He's got a big unit of converted Bull Centaurs in the middle, 2 big units of Hobgoblins and 3 big units of Chaos Dwarf Warriors. He's got a Chaos Dwarf hero on foot in one of the unit blocks. And one of the really interesting things is that the Chaos Dwarf Lord is leadership 10, so is the hero. So he's actually made the hero on foot his general. So the guy riding the big flying Taurus isn't actually the general. Very interesting. Now, so Chaos Dwarfs for the final game of the tournament looks kind of cool. He's got quite a fluffy-ish list, quite a softer list. The main things that I'm going to have to deal with in this army are the tough combat blocks, but the war machines are the biggest threat. He's got no magic, just a level 1 and a couple of scrolls, and I should be able to use Beast Cows on his Taurus Lord to prevent him from doing too much damage. So, looking forward to just spending the game trying to neutralize his war machines and then clean the rest of his army up. Next photo shows a picture of me being, kind of tired. Just thought I'd get a photo of myself in there while my opponent was holding the camera. Just if you look in the background behind me there, the guy with the red hooded sweatshirt in the background is actually the guy who came second in the entire tournament, and the guy further to the left plays High Elves and shows up the club. We're good mates. I know a lot of the people at this tournament. But anyway, here's my army. Bolt throwers right at the back. Got some archers on either side. Basically deployed all that stuff first and then just flanked him on one flank later on after he had set down most of his big deployments. Next photo shows you exactly what's happened there. Got all the knights and all of the white lines on the right-hand side of the table. You'll notice that there is a big forest in the way of the Earthshaker and all of my guys. And he's got 2 bolt throwers on the hill there, but they can only shoot sort of 1 Dragon Prince at a time. That's why the characters are in with the white line, so they can't be picked off if I happen to get a really unlucky roll with a bolt thrower and randomizing onto the characters after they'd already killed one of the rank and file in the Dragon Prince unit. I'm sure you guys will know what I mean if you play a lot of Warhammer. And the chariots are just on the other flank so that they can move forward and threaten the Wolf Boys or the whatchamacallit, the bolt throwers. Next picture, the Chaos Dwarves get the first turn, and the Taurus guy flies around the other side of the forest, so I'm glad that he hasn't sort of relocated or landed nearby to my Dragon Prince blocks, because that would make me a little bit nervous with the big dude causing terror checks or threatening to rear charge me or whatever, so this keeps him out of trouble, really. He's worth a lot of points. I really would rather just not have anything to do with him and just cast Beast Cows on him the whole game, but we'll have to see. Next photo, you've got some Chaos Dwarves and Hobgoblins moving forward. His Bull Centaurs have repositioned themselves so they are moving to one flank rather than going through the center. They were deployed right in the middle, but because I weighed down one flank, he's decided to turn around and march over the other side of the field, whereas bolt throwers are on the right of the photo. Next picture, I've moved forward and pretty much exposed myself to Earthshaker cannon fire at this point, but on the bright side, I've got my characters out and I've got my Dragon Princes ready to charge the bolt throwers on the hill, and I potentially could attack his big unit of Chaos Warriors in the middle there with my big unit of Dragon Princes and kill, 2 characters in that unit, which would be really nice. But if I did that, his Bull Centaurs in the background would get a nice charge at me, and the weapon skill 6, sorry, not weapon skill 6, strength 6, so they can do a bit of damage. Cool little photo. Next picture, what's happened is that he actually I think he made a mistake here. He pulled back with his Chaos Warriors, with the Chaos Warriors there, Chaos Dwarf Warriors, I should say, and left the unit with his Sorcerer level 1 with the Scrolls, and joined the Bolt Thrower crew with that particular Sorcerer, but I was in charge range for the Dragon Princes, so I charged the Dragon Princes over, and that allowed me to destroy both Bolt Throwers and the character which had joined the unit, so that was unfortunate. In the meantime, the White Lions have charged forth with the Mage in the unit, mind you, and chased away some Hobgoblins. They decided not to take my charge, funnily enough. And this Chaos Dwarf Lord has just moved back out of range of the of my big unit of Dragon Princes. Fired at me again with the Earthshaker and didn't actually hit me, so that was lucky. Man, I'm always sweating when that thing shoots. It's massive strength. Next photo. What's happened here is that he's gotten into an interesting position with his Bull Centaurs and allowed me to flank him with the White Lions. White Lions don't really care about being flanked by the Hobgoblins in return because I'm stubborn. And at this point, it's just a matter of me moving in with the Dragon Princes on either side in the movement phase, and then in the magic phase casting Wolf Hunts to move them just that little bit further and hitting the Chaos Dwarf unit, flanking it to destroy it. And what actually happened is that although I wiped out the Chaos Bull Centaurs in the combat phase, the magic phase actually saw him flee with the unit, because remember, I'm not actually doing a 16-inch charge in the magic phase. It's not Unseen Lurker, it's just Wolf Hunts, 2d6. So I rolled like a 6 on 2 dice for that move, and you know, with him seeing that roll, it's just a matter of him fleeing away with his big blocker guys and avoiding my charge that way, allowing him to rally in his own turn, which he did. And funnily enough, it was weird. This unit in the right hand side of the photo moved in with Wolf Hunts, so he fled away in front of the other unit, which I cast Wolf Hunts on them as well. He fled again through his unit of Chaos Dwarves that you see in the top left, and out the other side into another unit out the other side, or something like that. No, one of the other units did that, but at any rate, it was really funny. In fact, we're both cracking up laughing when we were seeing these Chaos Dwarf units just fleeing all the way out the other side of the battlefield. Totally wasn't expecting my army to actually chase an army like this around the field at all. Next picture, the Archmage has moved herself into the woods to prevent herself from being seen by any of the machines and being charged by the Bull Centaur hero, who looks like he's going to be threatening this archer unit here. So that's a move for her own safety. Next picture, later in the game, we've skipped a few little points of combat and things, but the Bull Centaur's BSB has charged a bolt throw here and has bopped them both on the head with his little hammer. Next photo, the Dragon Princes have, I think, fled from some sort of rear charge or something like that, and are at the back of the table there. They'll be rallying. In the meantime, in the foreground to the bottom left, his Chaos Dwarf hero and general have rallied further away from the Dragon Princes, but as you can see at the back there, behind the bits of paper, the Bull Centaurs have been wiped out and removed as casualties. Next photo, things looking pretty bad for the Chaos Dwarves at this point, because having wiped out a couple of units at this stage, and the White Lions, all the Dragon Princes are now into position to start getting stuck into that Chaos Dwarf unit, and in the background the Chariots have made their way around the Chaos Dwarves, just weaved their way through the units and smashed themselves into the Earthshaker to wipe out the Earthshaker, to rid myself of that horrible headache of that cannon going off on my guys. Eagles has assisted with them in the bolt throws. You might be asking about how his Bull Centaur, Bull Taurus, great Taurus, has been working out. Not too well. I've been casting Beast Cows on it successfully, turn after turn after turn, and it's done nothing much except to breathe fire on some archers and get half points for them, so that was it. But look, if we go to the next photo, you can see the Earthshaker being wiped out by the Chariots. On either side of the Chariots, you've got casualties being removed. That unit of Chaos Dwarves to the bottom right is actually a legitimate unit. It's still alive. That bolt thrower crew to the left is being mauled by an eagle, so that one's taken care of as well. And if we go to the next photo, you can see the Archmage just moving to the side of the wood to shoot the Ring of Fury at the Bull Centaur heroes come back on the side of the table. And in the background, the Knights have finally made combat with the General's unit, the Chaos Dwarf General. And if we go to the next photo again, we see a close-up on what's happened here. I've charged him with one unit, and then the other unit has moved around to the flank. Wolf Hunts on that unit. He's got no, he's only got 2 Dispel dice, and he's used them to dispel the Ring of Fury anyway, so it's clonk into the flank there, and this combat was really very one-sided. Here, the Black Gem of Gnar, spelled Gnar, to prevent my Noble from striking his general, but didn't make too much of a difference. I just got a lot of wounds. The battle banner was there. It was double ones to hold. He didn't make it, and off the board, no turns to rally in. So that was a really nice way to end the game. And that did end the game and end the tournament. So that was a 5th win out of 6 games, 5 wins, 1 loss, and my goal was 4 wins and 2 losses. So I actually exceeded my goal there and played very well. Unfortunately, the margins of victory were not big 20-0s, so I had a lot of points to make up to compete with the guys who were right at the top of the field. But it's great if you can play this way. If you can stay towards the lower side of the pack earlier on in the tournament and then get some big wins later on in the tournament, it means you often avoid a lot of bad matchups and avoid a lot of good players and can place a lot more highly. But look, I'll be telling you guys about the results in a short analysis video that will come up very soon. So stick around for that. I'll have it for you in due time, and you can find out how I placed and what I thought of the results. Anyway, thanks for checking out the report.